cuties, I'm getting cozy. Last episode, I was sitting so uncomfortably. Well, because Albie had joined me and then she left, and then I was just like sitting on the edge of my chair and I was like so uncomfortable. And so I remembered that. And this episode, I'm sitting comfy. We're crossing our legs. We're getting cozy. I'm also, if you're on YouTube, wearing my fun festive headband. I bought this headband for an all black party that I had to go to, and I was happy to go to it, but I had to wear all black, and I don't have a lot of like full black outfits. I actually have one full black like sweat. It's not even a sweatsuit, but it is like a matching set, but it's like loungy casual. Um and it was a party to go to, and so it was like evening, and I was like, it was a house party, but I was like, I don't want to wear that loungy suit. If I have to, I will, but also it's in the laundry, so I'll have to do the wash, blah 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 blah. I actually ended up buying these like silky pajamas, and I've worn them now twice out with this headband as like a festive outfit. It's kind of like my favorite thing in the world. It's just like a pair of silky black pajamas that have like frilly sleeve and frilly pant leg like ends, just like the last few inches of it. And I love it. It's so comfy, and I feel like you wouldn't know they were pajamas. So I'm telling you my secret. They're cute, but it's become my holiday uniform basically. And it's just so fun. But anyways, I'm wearing that headband today. I was like, let's get extra festive in our festive podcasting uniform. And whenever I wear this headband, Ro always looks at me and she says, "Oh, we're being princesses today," because it's kind of like crown-esque. She's so cute. I love her. But welcome back to 5 Years Time podcast with your host, Grace. Happy Sunday. This feels so nostalgic to when I used to do Sunday resets. Who was here for the Sunday resets? We used to do our little tidbit of a podcast to get you through your week. Oh my gosh, it's all coming back to me, the little saying I would say at the beginning. But so fun. Anyways, today is day 5. Is it day 5? Yes, 5. 6, 5. We're thrown off. Anyways, of 12 days. I'm pretty sure it's 5. Yeah, day 5 of 12 days of Christmas. And I am so excited that you're here. I hope you're having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. And today we are talking all about holiday traditions, which I actually threw up a question box on my Instagram at 5 Years Time Podcast and asked you all to share your holiday traditions. I just screenshotted them all, and I like read one or two quickly while I was screenshotting them. And I'm so excited like to read them, because the one or two I read, I was like, oh my gosh, those all seem like so much fun. And I'm so excited to get into it, because I did speak a little bit at the beginning of 12 Days of Podmas on episode 1 or 2 about how stressed I used to feel at the beginning of my motherhood journey when it was Rose's first Christmas. And I even like in the beginning of my wifing journey, like starting my own family journey, like I just feel like I didn't know what traditions I wanted to bring with me. Like, yeah, because there's still traditions that we participate with Trevor's family and with our family, or like my family, my mom and brother. So those are still true to those family aspects. But like, what traditions did me and Trevor want to have? And like, especially then when we had Roe, what were the traditions we wanted to implement? And I felt overwhelmed. And then all of a sudden I realized, like, you know what? Traditions are something that kind of just evolve over time. Yes, of course you can decide like, yes, I want to do this tradition and put the effort in every year. But for me, what I found is that it's like all of a sudden, especially now that Ro's getting older, it's like, oh yeah, like this is something that we've done the past couple of years, or we've done more years than not. And slowly, like traditions are starting to evolve. And I mean, they will be forever changing, I'm sure. But I'm not putting pressure on me. But asking for all of your traditions have really helped spark some imagination and creativity in me, and also just ideas and things that I might want to use as well. And also just maybe reminded me of things that we used to do. So, and that was literally from me reading 2 things that you guys said, but I'm so excited to read all of them. So today we are talking all about holiday tradition, and I am here to tell you that it doesn't need to be extravagant. The small things, the little things, and the feelings that they emode. Is emode like a word that means to like, let's look it up. Emode meaning like exude, exist, create. Okay. E-mode may refer to early modern English, abbreviated E-mode, what? Okay, no. Maybe emote isn't a word. Emote to give expression to emotion, especially in acting. Okay, emote with a T. Anyways, to create. We're on our education kick. Yeah, but something that it's all about just the feelings that they create in our life and something that you get to share with other people. So I'm so excited. Let's like hop right in because I just want to read these so bad. I got to pull up my screenshots. I think I'm going to try and start from like the first to the last in that order. But okay, here we go. And also I'd love to know if any of these are things that you do as well. Okay, so Chinese food Christmas Eve with my hubby's side. Oh, I love that. That's literally identical. That's something that Trevor's family does is they always do Chinese on Christmas Eve, and we don't always go to their house for Christmas Eve. Now that we are, I feel like when I was younger, I feel like when me and Trevor were dating, I used to spend Christmas Eve with his family. But now that we're married, the way that we have it working is we do Christmas Eve with my mom and brother because my brother will come and stay at my mom's or our house, depending. So we'll do Christmas Eve together and then we can go to church and have Christmas Eve and we do hors d'oeuvres, which we've always done. Actually, I remember now. Oh my gosh, I'm reopening a memory. I actually used to do Christmas Eve with everyone. I would do Christmas Eve with Trevor's family, like I think I would go to church with his family and then they would have their Chinese food and then I would rush home to my family and I would do movies. We always watch White Christmas and we have hors d'oeuvres. Yes, but that is what Trevor's family does is they do Chinese food on Christmas Eve. And yeah, I love that. Now we do hors d'oeuvres with my mom and brother. Okay. Oh my gosh, cuties. This next one. We watch Wallace and Gromit on Christmas morning every year. Oh, that is just so much warmth in my heart. Wallace and Gromit was such a huge part of my childhood. And I feel like I'm so happy it's getting its like heyday over here with like all of the like reboot and sheep. What are the sheeps called? Shaun the Sheep and stuff like that. But Wallace and Gromit was such a big part of my childhood. I love that. Oh my gosh, when they eat the Jacob's crackers with the moon cheese. I need to watch Wallace and Gromit. I actually haven't watched like traditional Wallace and Gromit with Ro. And one of my favorite toys that we got, I think we actually got them for Christmas growing up that my dad had brought back from Ireland was these little Wallace and Gromit houses that came in like a suitcase almost. So it was like this little briefcase that you unfolded, and it was like a little Wallace and Gromit like dollhouse essentially. And me and my brother both had one, and we were obsessed. So fun! Oh, I love that. Opening one gift on Christmas Eve. I feel like that's a classic for people too. We don't do that, but we do now that we're married. We do my mom and brothers gifts on Christmas Eve. So now we do, I guess, but we open more than one because there's more than one of us. But yeah, so we do our gifts on Christmas Eve. I guess I should say what like our Christmas makeup is. So how we have it working right now, which works really well for us. Is that Christmas Eve is we usually go to the earlier church service because of Roe, and then Christmas Eve day is pretty chill. Like my mom is now retired, so she doesn't work, but pretty much we all worked on Christmas Eve. I don't think this year Trevor's gonna be working on Christmas Eve. My mom's not, and I'm not, so we're gonna have Christmas Eve off, which is gonna be so fun. But usually, we used to all work on Christmas Eve, so it was just evening. We would since me and Trevor got married, we do gifts. So we'll do my mom, my brother, Trevor, me, and Ro will do all of our gifts that are like them, not like Christmas morning, Rosie, me, Trevor gifts giving, just the people that are there. If that makes sense. And then we make hors d'oeuvres. So like any boxed goodies. And yesterday's recipe that I shared, which was our bangers and mash, we usually make that. Bangers and mash in a blanket. We usually make that on Christmas Eve, and we watch White Christmas, and my brother usually likes to put on not White Christmas, the Muppets, and he'll go into movies and movies into the night. I eventually go to sleep. Like I go to sleep pretty early. I usually try and just watch White Christmas. Sometimes I fall asleep during that. The past couple of years, I've fallen asleep while putting Ro to bed and woken up at like 3 in the morning and been like, oh, I gotta go Santa, get the gifts out. Thankfully, I woke up before Rosie did. Yeah. So, anyways, that's like our Christmas Eve. And then our Christmas is usually we wake up, we have our Christmas morning, and Trevor always makes us eggs Benedict. That's something he's carried over, I believe, from his family, is that was their morning deliciousness. Where my growing up, we always just did really simple breakfast, that my mom would put like a platter together, and we would have like croissants and coffee and tea and some yogurts, just stuff like that. But yeah, so we now do eggs Benedict, and I feel like I still usually put a snacking platter together just because it's part of me. And then we do our Christmas morning, gifts, everything like that. And then we go to my side of the family's Christmas. So, like my aunts and my cousins, we do like a brunch at whoever the aunts and uncles rotate between hosting it. And that usually leads us closer to Trevor's parents because they all live in that direction. And so then we go to the brunch. And then after the brunch, we drive to Trevor's parents and we have Christmas dinner and gifts with them. And we spend the evening there. Sometimes we sleep over, sometimes we don't, because the next day is Boxing Day. And yeah, that's like our Christmas makeup. It works out really well for us right now and for like all of our families and Trevor's families, because we're the only married people. So we're the only family right now that really needs to like accommodate two sides. But I'm excited to see how it evolves and changes as everyone has serious relationships or gets married or whatever. Okay, back to other people's traditions. We always build a gingerbread house and drive around looking at Christmas lights with a Starbucks. Oh, that's so cute. Um I love that. I love driving around to look at Christmas lights. There's this one neighborhood me and Trevor used to always go and look at the Christmas lights. And I was actually just talking to him about it. So maybe we'll do it this year, but that's so fun. Family game night on New Year's Eve. Love a game night. If you listen to my hosting 101, you know how much I love an activity. We all put $2 into a pot and play a bunch of games. Whoever wins the most games wins. Oh, I love that. A little gambling. No, I love that. That's so fun. Ooh, I feel like I want to up the ante. Trevor's friends are so obsessed with like going to casinos right now. They're in such a casino kick. They went to Vegas last winter and now they like love participating in a little gambling activity. So that sounds like so much fun. I feel like we should do that this year. That would be a fun time. As a kid, my mom created a Christmas Eve treasure hunt of sorts every year. That is so cute. I love that. We do that for Easter. Always a little I feel like everyone does that for Easter, but like a little Easter hunt to find your basket. My parents hide a pickle ornament on the tree, and whoever finds it opens the first gift. I feel like I've heard about this pickle ornament before, and that's actually so ironic that you mentioned this. But I feel like I remember hearing about that. I'm not sure where that comes from. I want to know the history. But today we were at Canadian Tire picking up a stand for the tree, and I was looking at the ornaments, and someone had just went and grabbed a pickle ornament, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if they're doing the hide the ornament." So fun. Okay, let me go to the next page. Having a day to eat to eat sweets and watch Xmas movies. Love it. That's like our Christmas Eve for me and my mom and brother. Like just eating yummy food and watching Christmas movies. I love it. I love the whole day just spending time like chillaxing and eating and just chilling. Like it's so fun. I love it. Christmas Eve matching pajamas. Yes, actually we have added that in as a tradition. My mom has for us. My mom every year buys me, Trevor, Ro, and the dog, which is Rosie's favorite thing. Like she absolutely, it is like her face when we put on her new Christmas pajamas on Christmas Eve and Alibi's matching ones, because there's a store here that you can get dog matching pajamas to like your family matching pajamas. Ro freaks out. Like she is ecstatic. Yeah, so fun. Sugar cookie decorating to set out Christmas Eve, movie night on Christmas Eve. Yes, movie night on Christmas Eve. Totally. Sugar cookie decorating. That's so good. Oh my gosh. Duh. Cookie decorating. I don't think we've set out cookies yet for Santa. This is probably going to be the first year where Ro would really understand that. So that is an excellent idea. I got to bring that out. On Christmas Eve, so the eve before the eve, my in-laws side does a gingerbread house decorating contest. with a Chinese dinner. Delicious. I love it. I love anything that is an activity that brings people together. Our extended family gets together to watch a small town Santa Claus parade, then enjoy the day together. That's cute. That's from my aunt. Yes, we do. That's our new tradition. Officially, I said we've done it now 2 years in a row, and it's so fun. It's very Hallmark. Oops. Okay. Oh, since I moved to Canada, not much to be honest. I do miss home a lot and traditions we have. Oh, it's so hard like starting something new. Um I feel that too. Like I feel like I'm just trying to figure out what our like traditions are. And also I feel like um now that Ro's getting older, I think she'll be more participant, like more aware of what's going on and look forward to each tradition. Like she'll be aware of what it is. There's definitely can definitely feel lonely at times when when you enter a new phase of life and transitioning. Driving around looking at Christmas lights with hot cocoa and Elf on a Shelf. Oh, Elf on a Shelf, go you. I never have done Elf on a Shelf. We used to do it with the kids. And I always think like, thank you, teachers. Thank you to the educators out there who do the Elf on the Shelf. I don't think Ro knows what it is. So we're safe. We're safe. But I think if that's like your love language and your fun, like you love getting creative that way, oh, so much fun. And I do love driving around looking at Christmas lights. Okay, Uncle's Xmas Eve with um Chinese auction, Xmas Day parents' house. Okay, I feel like that's Chinese food, not auction, but maybe. Okay, but Uncle's on Christmas Eve with Chinese food, and on Christmas Day at our parents' house with breakfast and name exchange gifts. Love a good Secret Santa. We do at my family's like brunch on Christmas Day, we do what is it called? Like a Secret Santa, but you don't know their names. White elephant, is that it? Where you like pull numbers out of a hat? That being said, I need to find my white elephant gift this year. I feel like every year I always forget about it. But last year I got us a mic. It was so fun. It was like one of those mics that I don't know what the purpose of it is, but it's just like a mic and you can do different sound effects and it's like USB connects and maybe you can use it for like karaoke. I don't know. But anyways, I just thought it would be fun and it ended up like going around the room. People really were into it and people really hated it at the same time because they thought it was annoying. Okay, as a kid, we were allowed to open 3 gifts on Christmas Eve. 3 gifts on Christmas Eve. Wow. That's amazing. We do Polar Express night on Christmas Eve with real hot cocoa. Yum. I love the real hot chocolate. Also, we do fun stuff with our tree decorations this year. We are painting our own ornaments. I love that. Rosie was at the library the other day and they were doing ornament making workshop and she was having such a good time. I love good old homemade ornaments. And I feel like that's why I love my going to my mom's and seeing her tree because it has all our ornaments like made out of lifesaver candies from 1999, like so old. I love it. Okay, going to Grace and Trevor's. Is this you telling me that you want to come? This is from my best friend. Yeah, I was actually just saying to Trevor, like this year we usually do every year we usually do like a big thing where we get everyone together, but this year I was saying we should focus on just having people over in small groups. Um and doing more of like an intimate gathering with people multiple times, like little dinners here and there. But I have not planned any of them yet. And I feel like this is the time of year where it's like everyone's already busy. So I'm just going to throw it out there. But yes, going to Grace and Trevor's. Love it. I hope you come again. Opening Christmas jammies on Christmas Eve. Yes, it's so fun. We watch Christmas Vacation and eat chips and dip on Christmas Eve every year. Love it. Chips and dip is probably my favorite food. Take my daughter to the dollar store and she gets to pick out 2 gifts for kids less fortunate and we donate. I love it. I love it. Do they still do the shoebox donations? That was such a big part of my childhood. I remember everyone got our shoe boxes and we'd go to the dollar store and get all the requested items for the shoe boxes. Um oh, and she added on that was to the Salvation Army toy drive. Secret Santa. I love Secret Santa. Every Christmas morning, I make eggs Benedict for myself and my daughters. Love it. Yes, Trevor makes the best eggs Benny on Christmas, or just like in general. His eggs Benny are so good. He's so good at poaching eggs. Whole day of Christmas cookie making with my mom and aunt. It's my fave day ever. I love that. Last year we did that. Me, my mom, and a family friend. Why were we making so many cookies? Oh, for the Christmas cookie boxes. And it was so fun and it was so sticky. We are Cuban slash Colombian American and do a huge family party Christmas Eve night. Oh, I love it. I love Christmas Eve parties. I feel like Christmas Eve is really where it's at. Like, you got to embrace the Christmas Eve. I replace our everyday photos with Christmas photos from years past. Oh, I love it. We live near the beach, so a walk on the beach. Oh my gosh, give me a walk on the beach for Christmas. I want it. My mom and I bake, plus my granny before she passed. Oh, I love the mems. For 4 days, um, a 13-year tradition going strong. Wow, that is a lot of baking. I absolutely adore it. My husband and I get each other an ornament every year. Oh, I love that. Yeah, me and Trevor have, I think we have one. We have our wedding ornament. I'm trying to think if we've gotten each other ornaments at any point. But we did get a couple new ornaments this year that I'm obsessed with. Ro picked them out. Ooh, Christmas pickle on the tree. First one to find it gets a treat. Ooh, this one does a treat. Um, Kids get new ornament every year when decorating tree. When they move out, enough for their own tree. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Am I prepared to do that? I love that. Daughter gets a new pair of pajamas on Christmas Eve. One day quilt for me to keep with all of them. Oh my gosh, you are the literal cutest. This person is a planner. I love that. The quilt, I never thought of that. I feel like I've been donating our pajamas, so I'm behind. I can start because we could do the new Christmas pajamas. Actually, Trevor actually has every single pair. It's his only pajamas pretty much is his Christmas. He has like, how long has my mom been doing this for us? Since we had Roe. So this is like our third or fourth, I don't know, on the year of Christmas because she's a winter baby. But anyways, we he has all of them. So he has the patterns. So I could keep that. Chinese food on Christmas Eve. I feel like that's such a classic. Pickle in the tree. I want to know what your pickle in the tree does because they don't say what it gets you. Oops, sorry. I zoom this in way too close. Gingerbread house on Christmas Eve, Kinder eggs and stockings. Yes, Kinder eggs and stockings. Designated ornaments that a certain person puts up every year. Oh, I love that. That's fun. And Kinder eggs and stockings remind me of orange. We used to always have an orange growing up in our stocking. Now I feel like I just want a Terry's chocolate orange. That's like my number one Christmas love. Oh, that was the end. I love those all. That's so sweet. Some of them are so sentimental. And like are going to pay off in like a long run. The quilt, I can't imagine. And I love how a lot of them overlap, and I love that Chinese is such a big one. I feel like it's one of those times where Christmas Eve is one of those things where I love the idea of like going not hard, but like having like the socials on Christmas Eve and enjoying and really like embracing, because Christmas Day then is just like so relaxing and slow, which our Christmas Day is a little bit like bippity boppity boo because we go from one place to the next place to the next place. But in that sense, it's like it's honestly so slow motion because my family's really small. It's not a lot of us. It's less than 20 at our like Christmas brunch, and it's very relaxing. We're all just hanging out, eating delicious food and chilling on the couch. Like, it's very fun, and not like, I feel like it doesn't really use up too much of your social battery. And then we do have our slow morning where we just slowly open gifts. And so it's so funny because I'm someone who like wants to wake up first thing in the morning and open the gifts. And then I feel like Trevor is someone who always will love a nice lion. Like, it's not even like I want to open the gifts. It's like I just want to get the day started when I wake up. And Ro's going to wake up anyways. She's always up every day by 5:30. And so we're both awake. And last year she didn't know like to go downstairs was going to be gifts. This year I feel like she'll wake up and she'll be like, let's go downstairs, so she'll want to wake Trevor up. But then I think it's more fun when we give Trevor time to like wake up than him just being like half asleep while we're doing Christmas, because he should be present and enjoying it as well, right? So it's like such a hard little battle. But And by battle, I mean it's really not a battle, but it just reminds me of like I feel like when you get older, when your kids get older, like Christmas becomes later and later in the day. But for me, it's always been first thing. And like a tradition growing up that we did was we would wake up and we were allowed to open our stockings before our parents were awake. So me and my brother could open our stockings, and then sometimes he would just go back to bed, and then I would just go chill with my stocking stuff, and then we would do gifts a little bit later in the morning. So that's also a good one. But I want to be there for everything. Like I want to see it all. And I'm awake anyways. Ro comes right to me. She's like, "Mom, it's morning time. We're awake. Let's do it." I closed my thing before my iPad before I even did our recipe of the day. But I'm feeling super like nostalgic with a lot of those traditions, and I love a bunch of them for moving forwards. And I feel like I miss at this time where it's like I'm trying to get more thoughtful with what our like actual immediate family traditions are. And then I'm so happy that I put no pressure on us, because now it's like how long have me and Trevor been married? I'm not even sure. I think it's 6 years, but now it's like 6 years later into our marriage, and we do have traditions that we've been implementing every year. I feel like when we were married, we never did. Maybe we did do Christmas once at our own house, but I feel like we would always sleep over at one of our parents' houses and like partake in their family because it was just the two of us. Um, but now with Ro, we always try and do Christmas in our house. I think we stayed at my mom's once and did Christmas morning. Oh no, that was before we had Ro. But with Ro, we've always done Christmas morning in our own house. So we've started doing that as like a Christmas staple, is to go to bed in our beds and wake up in our house and have our special like intimate Christmas morning with just the three of us. And I really do appreciate that. It is something special. And so, yeah, I just love all the Christmas traditions. I'm going to look up the Christmas pickle tonight. Actually, why don't we look it up today? Because I just want to learn more about where the Christmas pickle came from. Christmas pickle. Okay. Christmas pickle history. Watch it be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but we had at least 3 people mention it. Okay. During medieval times, 2 Spanish boys traveling home for the holidays from their boarding school. Oh my gosh. Okay, not that. That was a horror. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's not funny at all. Okay, don't search Christmas pickle history. Is that what that has to do with it? What? Okay, I'm not going to continue reading that because it's tragedy and I don't believe that. Christmas pickle ornament history. Do you ever find something you're like, what the heck? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just had like shock from that article that I just read. Okay. World traditions, a German tree trimming tradition. The pickle ornament is very special to German families. After they decorate their tree, parents hide the pickle ornament among the boughs. Is that what the arms of the trees is called? When children see the decorated tree for the first time, they hunt for the hidden ornament, knowing that the lucky child who finds it will receive an extra little gift from St. Nicholas. What other traditions will you discover next? I love it. So it comes from Germany. Very cool. According to one legend, yeah, German American soldier. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whoa, there's even more history into it. According to one legend, it was inspired by a German American soldier who was taken prisoner during the Civil War. Starving, he begged a guard to give him one last pickle before he died. The pity pickle gave him the mental and physical strength to live on. Well, isn't that a lovely story? And I love that it was a pickle that gave the mental strength, but it's like one last pickle before he died. Oh my gosh. Okay, then there's a Polish pickle tradition. For good luck, the pickle always was the last ornament to be hung on the tree, with mother and father hiding it in the green boughs among the other ornaments. When the children were allowed to view the splendor of the decorated tree on Christmas morning, they would gleefully begin searching for the pickle ornament. Okay, so there's the Polish version. Who puts the pickle in the tree? Okay, vaguely German. So, okay, so German, Polish, very fun. Oh, I love learning new things. The Untold Story of the Christmas Pickle Ornament, a Martha Stewart article. You know, I do love a Martha Stewart article. What does she have to say? It's kind of a big deal at my house. Every Christmas Eve, our halls and trees are decked from top to bottom. Just trying to see if I can sum it up. The story behind the gherkin-themed game: for years, people believed that a Christmas pickle tradition was passed down through the generations from Old World Germany. Other people believe the pickle is in honor of an American Civil War soldier who was saved from starvation on Christmas Eve by eating a pickle. I'm just loving this story. Still, others believe that the tradition was something to do with St. Nicholas saving two boys who were. Okay, so the original story does have to do with that. Okay, still others believe that the tradition has something to do with St. Nicholas saving two boys who were trapped in a barrel of pickles. Okay, so the first thing I looked up when I saw the Christmas thing, let me see if I can find that article again. Christmas pickle pickle history. It said, during medieval times, two Spanish boys traveling home from the holidays from their boarding school were killed by the innkeeper where they were staying. The innkeeper hid their bodies in a pickle barrel. And so then if I paste that together with what they're saying, it's that Santa or St. Nicholas found the bodies, but I feel like they were killed, so I don't think he saved them. I'm not sure. Anyways, it is a tradition that comes out of tragedy, whether it be the saving pickle or the pickle barrel. Oh, it's interesting. Thank you for the history lesson, Google. Okay, so let's get into our recipe of the day. Cuties, oh my gosh. This recipe is such a fun one and didn't enter my life until Trevor entered my life, because I think it was a big part of like my mom's childhood, but never part of our family functions that I remember growing up. Like no one ever made it and brought it. Um, but anytime I talk about it, my mom is always like fangirling over it. So I feel like it was part of her life, her generation. And then also, that being said, we did have unique things growing up, but we didn't bring it to, I know I haven't told you what it is yet, but we didn't bring it to family holidays. We would just make it ourselves. But the second I started dating Trevor, he would, every family holiday always had a fancy jello. So I feel like there's so many different kinds, but like, the jello with the shredded carrot or the cranberries or whatever, it's just full of stuff. Ambrosia salad, which is like basically like a jello-y, fruity, whipped creamy, sour creamy mayo. It is a weird combination salad, but like fancy jello. And I had to do fancy jello this year because it's one of Trevor's absolute favorite. I personally am not like a huge lover of items in my jello. The most unique or like texture I get with my jello, which I was saying earlier that we would make growing up, was like the 3-layer jello. You buy a pack, and I'm not sure what it's called, but it you mix it in a certain way, and it, when it sets, it's in 3 layers. There's like the jello layer, the mousse layer, and like a foamy layer. I'm trying to think of what the third layer is, but it's jello, mousse, and foaminess. And it was so fun. I loved that jello growing up, but like I never liked like the carrots in my jello. I just wasn't a fan. But you know what? Now that I'm older, maybe I would like it. Sometimes your texture buds change, like you get more confident in what you enjoy. So we are making fancy jello because I know that Trevor will appreciate it so much. I think it's such a big part of his childhood and his family get-togethers. And I actually got gifted a traditional jello mold from my aunt, which they use. I think it's like I don't even know how old it is. I want to say it's like 40 years old or whatever. And so I'm gonna use the classic jello mold to make the most fun traditional fancy jello. So if you love a fancy jello or have never participated or just want to see the fun unfold, because I've never used it and I've never used a mold, then go check out that video. It'll be on my Instagram. It'll be on my TikTok at 5 Years Time Podcast. I'll put it up here on YouTube as well. I want to make it as available for everybody who on whatever platforms you use. But I'm so excited. And maybe that will become one of my traditions, because now that I have the mold, is to make a fancy jello every year. That being said, I'd love to know what kind of fancy jellos you make, because I feel like there's so many different ones and they're so specific to everyone's families. Like Trevor's one has one that it's red, and I feel like it has, I want to say it's cranberries in it, but I feel like it's not. I don't know. I gotta look it up because I'm a red jello cutie. I love red jello. But that is our recipe of the day. As we go into week 2 of our, I mean, I know it's not technically week based, but as we go into week 2 of our Podmas. I always want to say Vlogmas. Also, I've ended up sitting in my uncomfy way again. Cute, you gotta always check me, be like, sit comfortable. There you go. But as we head into week 2, being that tomorrow's Monday, I would love to hear some feedback on how you're enjoying the podcast. If there's any topics that you specifically want us to talk about, I do have some really good things coming up. We're going to be hitting on some important topics this upcoming week, and I'm going to be really digging deep into my childhood Christmas, which I'm so excited about. I love reliving memories and reliving traditions and family and fun and friends. And family and fun and friends, but just like reliving good memes from the old days, because they have a special place in my heart, and I'm excited to share them with you. I also feel like I had like a unique Christmas makeup, so I'm excited to share how our Christmas mornings and Christmas days would work. But what else is there that you would like to hear, or is there anything specific that you're looking for? Are you happy with the format and how we're going? I've been having so much fun making all this delicious food. Oh my gosh, that shortbread and the Hello Dollies. Like the fact that we got to have Hello Dollies so much earlier. Normally, I'm not having them till Christmas Day. I was like on cloud nine. I freaking love Hello Dollies. With my coffee every morning, too. You know how much I love a bitter coffee. Okay, just like a coffee that doesn't have sweet in it. I like coffee with a splash of cream and something sweet on the side. That's like my perfect combination. It's been making me so happy. I'm just so grateful for all of you, and I cannot wait. I feel like this is the official, like, this is like the countdown to Christmas, really. Now we're like at the point where um kids are going to be out for school holidays, and we're really just going to be start embracing those final days to Christmas, which is just wild. I'm so excited, the warmth and the joy of it all. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that if you're feeling lonely or sad around this time of the year, that this podcast can be of comfort to you and a hug. And we will have an episode all about that coming up, because we've been there, I've been there. I feel like it's part of the Christmas feels, and I know that when you don't have um that community around you, or you feel like you I feel like Christmas is a big thing about other people. So I want to do an episode all about yourself. Well, we did have our the magic of Christmas is within you, but I do want to focus on more individualness as well, and that know that community is found here, and that I'm always here for you. You can send me emails or reach out to me on DM, and we can always have conversation. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to come back tomorrow. Mwah. Mwah, mwah.